All right, first let me, I want to tell those seniors that, those 26 seniors that walked off that field for the last time, that I want to tell them thanks for what they've done for this team, what they've done for this university, what they mean to this program. I mean, we talked all week. This was History Week. I mean, they had an opportunity to make some history today and to be one of only 2 teams in 125 years to win 7 games on that field. And so it was special. And there was a tremendous burden of responsibility for all the guys to make sure that that happened, that they went out as winners on that field the last time. And so very bittersweet for them, a lot of tears after the game, and asked them to not think about it during the week and prepare for Miami. And I said, after it's over, then it'll hit you, and it did. It hit them all in that locker room, and it is bittersweet. It's a special place to play, and they know it. And but we've got a lot to play for now, and this football team just played really well tonight, really well in all 3 phases, and I can't say enough good things about them.
Larry, the defense had somewhat of a letdown last week against Duke. It really seemed to set the tone in the first half. Can you just talk about that play?
Yeah, I don't know if it was a letdown as much as, and Gene and I talked about as much as we didn't. We just didn't, the techniques and fundamentals that they've been taught, we got away from them last week. And so the defensive staff re-emphasized that this week. And I mean, much better tackling in the open field, held them to less than 100 yards rushing, which they wanted to do, and just thought throughout the game they played really well until towards the end there.
Last week through the air, today a lot of stuff on the ground. I think you had 11 runs at 10 or more yards today too. At least 11.
We did?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm asking about the ground game, how much it was so effective this week. Last week you guys went to the air. Today you guys were effective.
Well, I mean, one thing I can tell you is this team offensively feels like that they can do either one, and they take pride in being good running the football and take pride throwing the football. And we understand that a team, a defense can take one of them away from you. I mean, they can load up for the run or load up for the pass, and we feel like we're good enough to beat you with the other. And last week we threw the ball all over the place. This week we ran the ball for close to 300 yards rushing. So I think we've proven that we can do both, and it's hard to take both away from a team. You're going to be really, really good to do that.
How much do you think you guys have improved even in the past 3 weeks against Pitt, against Duke last week?
Well, if you look at it, we haven't turned the football over in either of those games, and we've created now, 6 in the last 2 weeks? Is that right? Yeah. And so that's a big part of it right there, a big, huge part of it. And then this team's playing as a team. I mean, everybody's there to pick each other up, and I got your back, and it's they're doing the things that a team does, and this is a damn good football team.
Do you get the feeling that you guys are still on the ascent, that you're getting better and you're improving?
I think we are, and that's a tribute to our staff and the seniors, and that we are getting better every week. Our team is getting better every week, and it's because of the leadership. It's because of the way they come to practice, and I mean it's consistent week in and week out, and we get better and we get better and we get better. Yeah, we've had some hiccups and some things. We haven't played well at some times. But as a team, as an overall team, we're getting better every week.
Larry, you said last week, and your players said that you didn't really care about making statements or any of that kind of stuff. The way you've played the last 2 weeks, the last 3 weeks against 3 bowl-bound teams, making a statement with these kind of scores is sort of unavoidable, isn't it? The way you guys are playing.
I mean, it's not something that we've talked about as a team. I mean, it's not like we're going to go in and try to make a statement. I mean, we prepare every week. We want to win the football game, and whatever happens, happens. I mean, we really feel like if we just keep doing what we're doing, we'll look up at the end of the year, and we'll get the recognition that we deserve. Whether that happens at the midpoint or when that happens in the season, if we just keep taking care of our business and stay focused on what we need to do, it'll come. I promise you, it'll come.
In area, you a little bit of practice the other night about the Duke game and would guys pay attention to it and that kind of thing. Was there any change in the focus that they've had, today versus any other day?
Never once did I hear somebody say anything about Pitt Duke. Well, not once. Maybe they were saying it all behind my back because they knew I'd be in their grill, but nobody said a word. Not one person said anything.
Was that so they handle this the same way they have all these other
every single game? No change. Not one, I mean, you know, and that's what's, again, these seniors have provided such great leadership. I mean, they'll come out to practice tomorrow, and they're going to be the same way they were 3 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, however many weeks we've been doing it. They're going to come to practice on Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday the same way. And, you know, that was in the very beginning when we started talking about being consistent. And they've done that, and that's hard to do. That's hard to do.
Regarding the Ascent special teams, I know you talked earlier in the year about concerns about kickoff coverage and the returns. Seems like that stuff's really kind of finding itself now.
Yeah, we finally started making some game-changing plays. You know, it was great for the punt return team to get another one and Switch to add another one to his resume, and looked like on the kickoff coverage, it was tremendous through the night. I think our punt coverage was great. Our punters hit, you know, Joey hit some great balls tonight. You know, our kickoff return team had some really good returns. So I think overall, and we knew going into the game, we felt like we could play well in special teams, and we would be better in special teams than Miami was. We just felt that way, and we didn't. I mean, same amount of work, all those things, and it was just about guys believing.
The offensive line has been something that's been really consistent throughout this year, and obviously improved from last year. What do you kind of attribute that to, and what have you seen them do?
Yeah, I'd say first Landon Turner. I mean, just because he runs that group. I mean, he runs it, and he has made them more consistent. His leadership alone and the way he runs that group. I mean, again, those guys, all of them, have done a great job. And Coach Cap's done a great job with them. And they come to work every day. They come to work. I mean, they don't say a whole lot. They come to work. Landon's the one that does all the talking, you know, and the others listen and do what he says.
In all your years as a head coach, have you ever had a team this talented?
From top to bottom,
Yeah.
It's a pretty talented team now. I mean, really talented. In a lot of spots, we got some really good players. And again, that's because of the staff and the job that they've done recruiting. And it's just going to get better.
Coach, a moment like this, is this what you envisioned when you wanted to come aboard and take over the Carolina program, having a night like this, senior night, everything clicking, offense, defense, special teams, and your teams in the position?
Yeah, I would have to say so, yes. Yeah, and I'm really happy for this team, really am. I'm happy for what's happening to them, and it's pretty special.
What does it mean to you, though, in particular, for you to be able to build a program from where it was when you took it over and where you have it at this present moment?
Yeah, I'm really, I mean, for me, it's you know, it's really about these kids. And to know what this group has been through and what they've had to overcome, you know, especially the senior class, it is special. But it has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with this coaching staff. It's really about them and seeing them have success. You know, and seeing the bond that they've built with each other because of the adversity that they've faced and overcome. That's special. That's why you coach. It really is.
You are one win away now from clinching the division. Do you talk about that? How do you handle?
I didn't know that until you just told me, so I doubt we'll talk about it.
But you've been talking about the broader goal of winning the Coastal.
Oh yeah, now Sunday, I promise you tomorrow, the first thing out of my mouth will be Coastal Division champs. All right, because that's our goal, and they know that I'm going to say it first in the meeting, and that's where our focus will be. And then from that point on, I'll say it just about in every meeting. That's the way I start the meeting, because they know every day. We're always, when we meet, we talk about what our goal is, so that we don't lose sight of it. You know, again, there'll be more obstacles this week. You guys will provide a bunch of them, and so we'll overcome them. We'll overcome them.
When did you decide to put your seniors out there at the end of the fourth quarter, you know, and have them taken out to the...
It was really in the middle of it, you know, and I didn't do a very good job of it. You know, I really wanted that same thing for those defensive guys, and I did a poor job of communicating that to everybody. So, but I really wanted those guys to come off the field together, you know, and you know, I don't know, I didn't do a very good job of it.
Speaking of things you don't talk about, you don't usually talk about history, but you led this press conference off with this week being History Week with Undefeated at Home. How important is it to frame goals like that in accomplishments rather than history as you go on to be one of the better teams in Carolina history? Yeah,
these guys, you know, it's funny, I mean, because we re-emphasize the goals every week, and, you know, then Mac is the one, Mac Hollins was like, you know, this week he just started, you know, he yells out in practice all the time during practice, History Week. I mean, you know, that's just Mac. You got to know Mac. Now, he And so then everybody starts, it's History Week, you know, they have a chance to make history. And that became the focus. That's why, you know, everything in practice, they were just, you know, going as hard as they could because it was History Week. They had an opportunity, this senior class had an opportunity to do something that only one other senior class has ever done in 125 years. That's pretty cool.
Mills, last one.
Marquise and how emotional he was even before the game, you know, sharing in that moment of senior day or whatnot, what he's meant to this program, what he's meant to you as a coach.
Yeah, was he emotional before the game?
Yeah.
He was?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, I'm glad I didn't know that, actually. He was very emotional after the game. I know that. It means a lot to him, really does. And he is, you know, he has come so far as a football player and as a man, you know, and I'm really proud of him and what he's accomplishing with this football team and with all his brothers.
All right. Thanks, Coach.